Hey Yaz, so for your birthday, with help of many others, I collected some videos from family and friends wishing you a happy birthday. Unfortunately, we got a couple more than I expected, over 50 videos, so I had to cut a lot of them down, otherwise we would be here for a couple hours. I asked them all to share a memory that they have of you. So without further ado, here they are.
Hi, my love.
Cheers to 30, flirty, and thriving.
Oh, we miss
love
you.
you so much, Jess.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Whoa, the acoustics in here are so good.
Yasmin, you've been one of my closest friends for years, and just because you live in Toronto, that's not going to change.
Aside from the fact that meeting you was the best day of my life, I think we can both admit that you were hitting on me at the gym. You wanted to support me on the squat rack, but your charm worked, and here we are. You're my best friend now. But I have had so many funny moments with you. It's hard to pick just one. I could truly write a novel and it would be the New York Times bestseller because you are the funniest person. You make everybody smile and you are so selfless. But if I do have to pick one, and I think this one's a pretty good description of who you are as a person. We were in Mexico. We had to drive back from Cancun to Playa. Neither of our debit cards were working. We had the enough cash to get ourselves back down to the dollar, and you somehow felt like it was okay to convince the cab driver to pull over so that we could go shopping at Forever 21 in the middle of nowhere. So I really hope that those crop tops were worth it.
So one of my favorite moments with you so far in this short time together has to be the mini pride celebration that you threw for me last year. It was totally unexpected and I was so surprised. You decorated your place for me and made these cutie little signs and just made it so special. We danced and laughed all day, which we know you love to do. I also remember we were trying to hit up a bar that day and I asked you to borrow one of your shirts. Pretty much every top that you gave me was a crop top. I don't believe you own anything below your belly button, but we all know you love your crop tops and that's just you and we love you.
Do you remember that time that we went to that store in first year, like the one where we would get junk food? And then we got that bag of ketchup chips and it smelled like male fluids. We ate half the bag and then you decided that we should put some nail polish remover in the bag and then return it. And then we did, and they looked at us like we were fucking crazy because it was so clear that there was nail polish remover in the bag. And then they still gave us a free bag, so that's my story.
More like 30. Probably.
And I remember Yaz coming for dinner once, adolescent. And let's just say that the week prior, she had been caught in some adolescent hijinks. That is a very middle-aged word. But now that you're 30, you might start using words like hijinks. And she was so, if that had happened to me, and let's just say the specifics will remain unsaid, I would have been quite embarrassed and probably not talking about it with my close family friends. But Yaz was so cavalier, casual, confident, owning it, and quite funny about it, to be honest. And I just remember thinking, whoa, respect. That's amazing. Nidhi's doing something right. And yeah, like I said, specifics will remain unsaid, but I hope that you're welcome back at the Dufferin Mall. I hope you're no longer banned from the Dufferin Mall.
My Yasmin moment is definitely coming into work and looking at the desk beside me and seeing Yasmin pull out all her cucumbers, her potatoes, and sweet potatoes on her desk. It definitely took a lot to get used to, but I'm so thankful to call her my work wife.
I don't think I have ever had so much fun with another person before. You are truly the best to go on trips with and hang out with. Honestly, do anything with you, make it fun. I don't think I've ever missed or almost missed so many flights with anybody else. But it was because we were doing lots of fun things. So what can you do?
Feels like forever since I last saw you. I think the last time was in the holiday cottage in Canada, where we definitely made the best kayaking team.
Yasmin dragged myself and other good friend Cass, absolutely destroyed hungover all the way across the GTA to pick up this dog. She brings us to Burlington because this is where we are to pick up said dog, and only to find out after waiting in a parking lot in the back of a dumpster looking at whoever was back there that was not supposed to be back there, to find out that we were actually supposed to be in Mississauga. So then we mission it back to Mississauga because Yaz has no idea where we are. She has no idea where we are. She's the only person I know that does not drive, and I love her to death for it. And we mission it back to Mississauga to wait in another hot parking lot for her beautiful dog.
Most people would not know that you're actually a Londoner, born in the UK, and you went to kindergarten there, and that's where you had your very first boyfriend, the love of your life, a young Mr. Fabio. So that reminds me of the story when I picked you up from kindergarten, and we used to walk home and you would hop along the brick walls. And one day I said, Yasmin, do you really like Fabio? I said, yeah. And I said, well, I don't like you. I love you. And consequently, you didn't speak to me for 2 weeks. Fortunately, we've come a long way since then.
My memories of you are mainly from when you were really tiny, because that's when you used to live in the UK. And I used to babysit you. I used to come to your parents' house, and your parents would go out for the night, and we would watch Sesame Street and eat the food that your mum had made for us for dinner. Usually you ate everything, and I had a piece of toast, but that was fine. And during one of those babysitting sessions, I remember asking you when your birthday was, and you were so tiny, I didn't actually think you would know when your birthday was, but you did. And you told me I was born on May 2. And I've always remembered that. It's one of the few birthdays that I remember, but it was because you told me that day I was born on May 2. So I always remember May 2. After you moved to Canada, we didn't see you quite as often, but when you came to visit us in the UK, one of the things that we always did together, and it was always our thing, was we made donuts. And so that is one of my main memories of our time together. It was making donuts, and it would take a whole day. You'd start in the morning, you had to let the dough rise twice, and then you'd fry them and roll them in sugar and cinnamon, and they were really delicious, and everybody ate them all up. And usually they were all gone before the day was out. So I hope you still make donuts, Yasmin.
I'm thinking back to 2009 when I visited you in Vancouver. That's a long time ago, over 10 years ago, 12 years ago. And I was wearing this top, which I was surprised to find that I still had in my drawer. And I visited you at UBC, and we went to the Rose Garden, we talked, and we also went to the Museum of Anthropology, and you were learning an indigenous language. And because you were a learner, you were not allowed to speak it. I remember other things as well, of course, but that was a lovely moment that we shared in Vancouver so many years ago.
I will never forget my first impression of you walking into Cassandra's apartment with shawarma all over yourself. Top 10 memory. I also appreciate all your questions, they're very important and I love answering them.
A Yasmin moment, I would say it's really all of our conversations that we've had since you were less than 10 years old. You are really good at asking questions. You're really good at listening. It's hard for me to turn the table and get you to, answer some questions because you're always, and how about this? And yeah, it's not just the small talk questions. It's always very engaging. So, and when you do let me turn the table and you talk about yourself, you share candidly, warmly, empathetically towards all the people in your life, which I really admire. Yes, you are wonderful. You make people feel amazing, and our relationship has been punctuated by great conversations, and I look forward to more to come. I love you. I admire you. Have a wonderful birthday.
A story that comes to mind is St. Patrick's Day, probably like 2012. It's a nice little heart-to-heart on the sidewalks about life and a bunch of shit. And I hope you have an amazing day, and you're a very kind person with a big heart.
I wanted to share some of my favorite Yasmin moments. And by far one of the best ones was catching you taking selfies in the Mahoney's bathroom when we first met. But along with that, there's many other Yasmin moments, including me going to visit you in Toronto when I was alone and knew no one, and you being the most welcoming person and introducing me to all your friends. You sending me the cutest cards in the world all the time that I love and that brighten my day. Us tackling a Calgary Stampede hailstorm. Going crazy in Scottsdale at my bachelorette.
I think my favorite memory with you would probably be our most recent one before I left, when you and Marcel had us over for pizza. I'm pretty sure while we were making the pizza, someone forgot to turn the oven on. I think it was you. But anyways, long story short, the pizza was fantastic. The drinks were fantastic. You and Marcel were great hosts, and it was just a really great night. And I feel like you and I really connected in that moment. Another random memory that just came to my head, I don't know why, was when you brought over little baby Bonita. I just love the fact that, you want to help anyone and everything. Let it be a dog, let it be a friend, let it be honestly anything. If you could help a fruit live, you would. I think it just goes to show what type of great person that you are. You light up every room you walk into. You have this energy and zest for life that's contagious, and I'm truly happy and grateful that you're in my life.
One of my favorite memories of you is actually my first memory of you when a bunch of us were going on a hike. I had never met you before, and my friend said that he was bringing a friend to go on this hike. Great. And we end up going on this really long hike. This is like a 4-hour hike in Vancouver. It's up a really big mountain. It wasn't easy by any means, and it was really long, and it was just so funny and hilarious, and you were just the funniest person I've ever met. I couldn't handle it. And it turned out that you were actually on a first date, and you thought that you guys were just going to a park, I guess, or the hike wasn't really a hike and it was just a walk. So you ended up wearing really sexy lingerie on this hike, thinking that it was just a walk and whatever. And it ended up being this really sweaty, intense hike. And I just think that is just so you. I mean, you are able to go into any situation and adapt and make light of any situation and have the most fun. And I would have never known. And you could have just been really annoyed by the whole thing, but you were just so down to earth and so funny. And it was truly the beginning of a wonderful friendship. And I'm so happy to have you in my life.
When you were younger, we spent a lot of time together, since Maya and I got the great chance to spend time with you and Nidhi here in London. And Nidhi made sure we got lots of opportunities to babysit you. I think it was actually her cunning plan to make sure that Maya and I wanted kids of our own. And you were the perfect person to look after. You were so cute. You were pretty helpful. You really were fun to play with. And I think the times we spent together, we have had, in my opinion, a lot of fun. We went to Niagara Falls, I think, when you were about 7 or 8 years old. You might not remember that, but Maya, myself, took you, Aisha, to Niagara Falls, and we spent the entire day there. I particularly remember the evening because we stayed very, very late to watch the fireworks because you wanted to watch them. And then we had dinner, and you promptly fell fast asleep and missed the fireworks. And I ended up carrying you back to the car. Boy, you were quite heavy back then, even at the age of 7 or 8, with dead arms. And then we drove all the way back to Toronto. But we had a great time with you that day. We did so much. So, happy birthday. Since we can't be there to celebrate with you, at least as a gift for this year, once Corona is over and you're ready to travel, let us know. And Maya and I will be very happy to send you a return ticket to London and for you to come and enjoy London and spend a week here. It's getting a little bit hot with that explosion. So I'll end the video here and just wish you a very good birthday. Take care. Bye-bye.
I will share a memory of you that kind of always makes me happy when I think about it. And that's when we would all get together for Christmas back at Strawberry Acre Farm, and you would be playing the piano and we could all kind of gather around and sing Christmas carols with you. And I really used to love that time because everyone would just be in such a good mood and just be singing Christmas carols for the rest of the week. They'd be in everyone's head.
Dear Yasmin, you were my very first piano student.
and definitely the most conscientious and so focused student. I swear every time you played something, you held your breath. I had to remind you, don't forget to breathe.
What memories do I recall? My days in Wales. I have many, but I remember one I recall. It is our climb on the hills of Wales. You're walking in front of me. Your mum is way ahead with Eric. Suddenly you stop, with me almost falling over you. What is happening, dear Yasmin? My shoe, Nana. A pebble has entered my shoe and it is hurting. So I bent to take out the pebble. Nothing. There is nothing, Yasmin. There is nothing. She cries. You cry. Wow. What's happened, dear Yasmin? What's happened? I stand pondering. Suddenly I found the cause of your cry. Yasmin, you are jealous of Eric. You were trying to get your mom's attention away from Eric. It's time to cry. Oh boy, oh boy.
Hello, my darling Yaz. You beautiful girl, you beautiful child, turned into a beautiful woman, and as they say, handsome is as handsome does. And I know you do a lot of very good things in which I sometimes are embraced. But I want to tell you, I remember the time when we were at home and it was your birthday, and there was something about your mother not being quite sure about whether you should cut your hair. And I said, come on, shh. And I ran down the road and into a hairdresser's and had your hair cut. And you looked smashing, and you looked smashing. And that was one of my happy memories of yours. And all the times you come and visited me, and we sit down and have a lot of sort of what's the word? I don't know, but not very heavy duty chats. Just chats about life and death and the bows you love. And apparently you've got a very, very nice man. And that's wonderful. And I'm hoping that after this ruddy things go away, if ever, that you will get in your car and come and see me. I'm getting fat and I'm getting rather weird, as you can see, as my hair, because we have no hairdressers, and this has got nothing to do with anything but how much I've loved you all these years and how much pleasure you've given me, because you always were I can't get my words, this is so horrible. You were very keen on doing good for other people as well as yourself. So, goodbye, and lots of love, and a lot of love to your friend. And I don't know what his name is, but I want you to talk to me about him soon.
There are also a bunch of people who forgot to share memories, so here are those people.
I thought it would be very fitting for me to wear my Altus headset for ya, just for you. You are such an amazing light in my life and so many others. I feel like people are just drawn to you. Like when I met you at Altus, I think the story goes that you were really obsessed with me first, but then my obsession just happened. But it was just so easy. Like, you're so easy to talk to. I love hearing your stories every day, and you just make me laugh, and we have so much fun together. And I appreciate that so much, and I just can't ask for anything else out of a friendship. So thank you for being that person for me.
You know what? I can't pick one moment with Yaz. We've had so many fun trips together in Whistler, in Scottsdale, I just in Vegas, there's like endless moments that I've had with Yaz that I could reflect on. Maybe some I shouldn't mention in her birthday video. But one of my favorite things about her is her random witty one-liners that she just will like improv say at the best moments that leave me crying, laughing like a psychopath. So I have to say that's probably one of my favorite things about her. She can make me laugh crying like very easily.
Just wanted to wish you an awesome 30th birthday. I hope you have a great day.
I always thought of you a bit like an older sister. In those weeks that you came to visit, I always really wanted an older sister.
One of the many, many, many things I love about you is how kind, caring, and thoughtful you are to everyone in your life. I miss so much laughing with you and going on girls' trips with you, dancing on tables at Tia Lou's and partying on rooftops.
I was thinking back to one of the times when we first met, and as you say, you forced me to be your friend. Well, thank you for forcing me to be your friend, because I've loved every minute. You're crazy, you're so sweet, you're genuine, and I miss you.
It's funny, I was going through some old photos recently and came across the ones from Pemberton 2015. What a memory that was. Many more of those for our 30s here, and it's been a treat to know you for the last now decade plus.
I am so thankful and happy to have you in my life. You are one of the most beautiful, kind, genuine people I know, and I wish you nothing but happiness and joy and celebration today and every day. I'm so happy to have you in my life and call you my friend. I love you so much, and I can't wait to celebrate with you.
Can't wait to celebrate, hopefully sooner than later. And I don't know, maybe I'll switch it up this time. Maybe no tuna cans or sweet potatoes or anything stinky. Love you so much. You are one of my bestest friends. I'm so glad to have you in my life.
You know, Maya Angelou talks about you don't remember what people say, but you remember how they make you feel. And I always feel like I'm the only one you're talking to when you're in my presence. So you make me feel amazing. And loved, and I appreciate you and love you.
I love you so much. I hope the year ahead brings everything that you want and deserve, and I love how much you make people feel special. I remember when it was my birthday last year, or it wasn't even really my birthday, but we went away to a cottage and you printed off my picture and plastered the house with it. You know how to make someone feel special, and you're so loved by so many, so I hope that you know that.
I was also just thinking about some of the traits that you have that I value the most. And I think the biggest one would be just how genuinely caring you are for your friends, and how appreciated you make me feel, and how much you value our friendship, and the fact that you're constantly following up with me and checking on me and making sure that I'm good.
Rumor has it that you're going to be 30 years. Wow, 30 years and still so beautiful. Whoa, 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 whoa. Well, make the most of it. I wish you a happy day, obviously, a wonderful future in whatever shape or form. And you know, if there are things that you need, you know where to find us. So in that spirit, rumor or no rumor, enjoy your special day. 30 years, long time ago for me, but let me tell you, things get better as you get older, so enjoy.
Remember, you can always do anything you put your mind to, whether that being your crazy wild diets, like the time you showed up to my house with a head of broccoli for dinner while we all ordered pizza. Love that for you. Or the time you woke up and decided you wanted to foster a dog. Now, it all seemed like a great idea, and I was all along for the ride until I realized that you don't really know your directions very well. So I hope that 30 brings you a compass or a GPS, and always remember that I'll always be along for the ride with you.
Good morning, yes. We just wanted to say happy birthday from us and how much you are an amazing woman. Welcome to the Dirty 30 Club. You are just great. You've grown up to be someone who's kind and generous. You have a good head on your shoulders. I'm still better at you at climbing trees, but you've known that for about 26 years, so that's nothing special. Anyhow, happy birthday. We love you. This is John in the morning now. He's a monster. He can crawl all by himself. And yeah, have a great day. And we look forward to finally being able to see you again. Well, have a good one. Come on, say happy birthday to Yasmin. Bye, Yas.
Before we wrap up this video, here's a special segment from Mum.
30 years has been a flash in the pan, and the next 30 years will be a flash in another pan. You've been a bright light. You still are a bright light. What am I saying? Oh my God, stop. You know, I've been trying to practice for this and I don't know what to say. It's been a lot of fun, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and every day we get to be in each other's lives is special. And I wouldn't want to have it any other way. Lost for words.
To anyone else watching this, sorry that I cut out so much of what you said. Yasmin, needless to say, they all said that they love you and they miss you, and so just know that. Don't expect another one of these in 10 years, but I hope that this helps you remember how many friends you have in this time. Anyways, happy birthday.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Yasmin.
Happy birthday, Yasmin.
Happy birthday, Yasmin.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday.